Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. The rapper Remy Ma recently sat down with Fat Joe on Instagram Live and she talked about her infamous diss record towards Nicki Minaj called Shether. We all remember Shether. Back in 2017, Remy dropped Shether against Nicki because according to Remy, Nicki allegedly was trying to hinder her behind the scenes.
It was the behind the scenes things that you people would never know about, you know, as far as trying to keep me off of red carpets and trying to make sure awards don't go to me or she's not gonna be in attendance or trying to get people to make bad reports about my album sales or just anything that I'm doing to make me look less and make her look better. And I have a problem. When you're trying to stop my bag, when you're trying to stop me from taking care of my children, now I have a problem with that.
Before Remy and Nicki started feuding, they did have a rapport with one another and they were pretty friendly, but somewhere along the line, they went from being friends to being competitors to being enemies.
Stop. What you want to talk Shether now?
Nah, I'm just saying, dude, what are we talking about?
No. Yo, Rem, stop. Yo, Rem, listen. What was the final straw? Like, what, you know, I know you was cool with her while you was in jail. Y'all was writing each other and shit like that.
We wasn't writing each other. She was doing like, it was like shout out to Rad, Free Ranch. Like we ain't never write each other. But before I had left, you know, I was doing my 1-2 thing, and she had put out a freestyle where it was kind of like she was going at me. So I pulled up to her mixtape release by myself, pulled it to the side, and I spit her whole rhyme to her. Like, yo, why would you do that? Like, you don't got to do that. Like, yo, I listen to you. I fuck with you. Like, you'll get so much further. Like, especially if I'm like, people that's talented don't have to do that. I mean, you'll get so much further just, you know, keeping it a stack than trying to, like, come at me. Like, just shitting. So after that, like, I invited her to my birthday party. She came through with her peoples, whatever. And then I got locked up. So while I was locked up, you know, we had left on a good note. And when I came home, same thing. When I came home, she reached out. Called my phone, we chopped it up, we had a long conversation. Like I could show you, like if people was to see the text messages that I still have that we was having, like they wouldn't even believe that it went bad like that. Like it's stuff that I could have pulled out of those messages that would have been way worse than anything that I said in Shether. But I'm just not fat. I'm like, it's one thing if we sparring and we battle, but if we ever was cool and we was friends and you told me something in confidence, even when we stopped speaking, I'm not going to go tell all your business or make up lies about you or say anything that you told me while we was cool. Like all of that, you good on. You good on that.
What was the final straw that you said, yo, I got to drop this?
The final straw is when somebody that is very credible, that we all know, and has sent just pretty much showed me messages that was from her, just talking so crazy and just like just pretty much praying on my downfall. Like, yo, I can't even really say who it is say what it said, because then it was people know who said it. But I just couldn't believe it. Like anytime anyone came to me and was telling me like, yo, this was said, I was like, nah, I don't believe it. Niggas is just saying that. Because we had a conversation. I told her, like, yo, you're supposed to say you're the best. Same way I'm supposed to say I'm the best. And he's going to try to put us against each other, whatever. So anytime anything like that happened, I was like, yeah, this is the lane that they always try to do to try to put people against each other. When I saw it with my own eyes, I'm like, damn, like, my nigga, like, how you hate on me? Or, like, how could you try to wish bad on me? I come from the bottom. Like, nigga, I just did almost a dime. Like, I'm nowhere near nobody else is at. Like, we're not even in the same lane. Like, you over here, I'm over here. I'm trying to get my bread. I'm trying to get back. I think I'm probably still have my jail ID. So
I wanted y'all to get along. I wanted it to be cool. I wanted women empowerment. I wanted women to get along. And so I didn't really want it to go bad. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, you do just like the Terror Squad DNAs. You don't tell me, and it's too late because you know Joe would intercept and stop. So you threw it out, and you was like, man, I know that call's coming. I know that. And then I called you.
Now, I found it interesting when Remy said she saw messages of Nicki talking crazy about her. And I'm wondering, what did those messages say? Does it fall in line with what she was saying before, where she said that Nicki was trying to stop her bag? Or were these different messages of her just talking down on Remy? What did the messages say, and who showed her the messages? That's what I would like to know. I am wondering about it now because the story is starting to sound a little inconsistent, but that's not to say that Remy is lying, because for all we know, she could be telling the truth. However, do I think the situation was serious enough for Remy to drop a slanderous diss track against Nicki? Not necessarily. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do think it was unnecessary, because this is something they could have easily hashed out behind the scenes, but unfortunately it never got to that point. Also, I do think Remy had some ulterior motives for dropping Shether as well, and she did pretty much expose her motive during her interview with Hollywood Unlocked.
It was one last straw that I felt like that had just broke the camel's back. I was already annoyed with everything that was going on. I was like, yo, as long as this is the way it is, nobody, not just me, no women are ever going to be able to succeed as long as this is how it is. If you don't sound like this, if you don't look like this, and if you're not bowing down to her, we not never gonna get nowhere. You know what? I don't give a fuck. Now this is what we doing. All right. This you want to like? Cause I'm with everything. So did I go a little bit too far? Maybe.
It was great hip hop.
But it is what it was. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna see you in the streets and I'm gonna roll up on you. Like it was never nothing like that. It was definitely with the music, but it was just like, yo, leave me alone. Don't like we not gonna play with me like this.
So you heard that. Remy didn't just go at Nicki because of some of the things that she allegedly was doing to her behind the scenes, but she also went at her because Nicki was on top. Nicki was the most dominant female rapper in the game. Other female rappers couldn't compete with her on her level, and also nobody wanted to go up against her because if they did, their career would be affected. But around 2017, Nicki did start to lose favor with some of the higher ups in the industry. So they were honestly looking to replace her. They were trying to find the next female rapper who can compete with Nicki and ultimately surpass her. This is why when Remy dissed Nicki Minaj, it had a lot of impact because some executives in the industry secretly wanted this to happen. They wanted somebody to knock Nicki off the top so they can usher in a new female rapper. Now, what Remy didn't realize is she would be used as a pawn in this whole situation. Shether actually opened a door for Cardi B to come through. And Remy was very supportive of Cardi B at first. In fact, she was the one telling people good things about her behind the scenes. And also, she even allowed her to come on stage during her set at Summer Jam, which was a big look for Cardi B. And that's one thing I will give Remy credit for. Remy did use the spotlight that she had to share it with other female rappers. But sometimes when you're super supportive of other people, you won't always get the same support in return. And that's what Remy later on realized. She realized that the love that she was showing wasn't being reciprocated, and I'm sure it made her feel some type of way because she talked about this during her Instagram live session with Fat Joe. Some people even suspected that she was throwing shade at Cardi B, but honestly, I think she was just venting.
But what happens is, with people, and it's crazy because people don't never want to give us our credit. I feel like regardless of whatever happened with Shether, that door opened the doors for all the females that you get to see right now. You would have never heard them, ever.
I believe it myself. I really believe that you opened the door. Even the big move that you did when you brought out Cardi B at Summer Jam before. Everybody, every female. But no, Cardi B, that's the first time I've seen her in the big stage. And I know she appreciates that. And that was a big move to open the door for all the females.
Yeah, but in Nicki's defense, now I see why she wasn't dealing with some of these bitches because yo,
you know, it's two ways.
Like, there's no ways. Like I be looking sometimes, like some of these women, like, and I be like, yo, it's enough room for everybody. Like, why are you doing shorty like that, or why are you like? I just don't understand like their thought process or their logic. Like, so when you do get in that spot, most of the time, if you're a female, anybody else around you gonna be like, nah, lock it down, keep it for yourself. Don't share your spotlight with nobody. Don't let nobody in. But even though I feel like sometimes I be like, am I dumb because I do shit for people that people wouldn't do for me, or is it the right thing to do? And I think sometimes it's the right thing to do, because no matter what happens, no matter what I go through, I always end up good.
Now, one thing I found interesting about this conversation is Remy said that when she dropped Shether, she opened up the door for other female rappers to come through. Now, I think Remy might be giving Shether a little bit too much credit. I don't think Shether opened up the door for other female rappers, but what it did was it created a distraction. While everybody was focusing on Nicki Minaj and Remy's beef, Cardi B was able to maneuver her way through, and people didn't even expect it, but that's exactly what happened. And Cardi's success did prompt labels to invest in more female rappers, which is why you see more of them now, because it's really a business. People are trying to make money off of them. But those are just my thoughts on the whole thing. Tell me what you all think about what Remy said down below. I'm interested to see the comments. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.